Hey guys, since we're making a farming game, I thought we could do some farming in real life too. Let me show you our zucchini real quick. This is why I do farming on the computer. Hello everyone. Hopefully our dying zucchini plant didn't bum you guys out. Luckily, unlike our poor gardening skill, we made some great progress for the project this month. In this episode, you'll see the layout tweak we made to the Skyfarm, new crops, and the placeable system. We'll also be talking about some project-related news in the end, so make sure you stick around till then. Before we start, a big disclaimer. We'll be focusing heavily on implementing the gameplay features, so all of the visual are work in progress. You're gonna see a lot of placeholder assets in the next few minutes, but don't worry, we promise we'll get to the art of it soon. Okay, let's do this. Since we wrapped up the court loop last month, we started revisiting the farming portion of the game. Before we start adding art to the Sky Island, we feel that the layout may need some tweaking. At first, the Sky Island is laid out like this. As soon as the player leaving the house, they'll be presented with 4 choices. They can either go to the Owl Plaza to interact with the mailbox or the quest board, head straight to go to the farm, go left to go to the observatory, or go right to go to the land below. This old layout presents 2 problems. One, it doesn't suggest a good game design flow. The moment that the player head outside of their house, their attention is instantly torn between 4 different directions, as there are no visual way to suggest what the player should prioritize on doing first. In reality, the player's first priority should be going to the Owl Plaza first. Because in the world of Project Skyfarm, interaction with others are done through the Owl Express. Things like mail delivery, purchasing orders, money delivery, accepting quests, and writing owl mail to each other. Therefore, the player needs to know what has the owl delivered to their farm before they can decide what they want to do next. Second, it doesn't quite make you feel like you're in the area that's zoned as your home or your farm, because the moment you head outside, you're faced with a road that cut across your view, dividing your house and the farm, and it kind of ruins the feeling of ownership. So we made some tweaks, and here's the new layout. Layout, the first thing that the player will see is now the Owl Plaza, all contained within your farm. We're thinking in the future during special events, Ember may do some special decorations here. After all the chores are done, they may head out of the farm to either forage for things, visit the observatory, or head down to the land below. Other than the layout changes, we've also spent some time blocking out all the fantasy plant that we're aiming to ship for the demo. First up is Crystallina. In most farming sim games, a plant is either a single-time harvest or a repeating harvest. So we thought, how if there's a plant that has both, and offer the player a choice on which one they want based on their need. When it flowers, the player can harvest the flower like broccoli. Once picked, it will eventually grow more flower. If the plant is left unharvested, it will start to crystallize. Once it's fully crystallized, the player can no longer harvest by hand. Instead, the player needs to break down the plant using the pickaxe, and in exchange, they will obtain the crystalline flower, which is a resource they can use for upgrades. Next, we have the Moon Melon and the Illumine Bloom. In most farming sim games, nighttime is kind of an unexciting moment in the day that serves the player nothing but being pressured to wrap up what they're doing. In Project Skyfarm, we want to change that and make the nighttime gameplay exciting as well by having interesting interaction and events that may happen at night as well as daytime. Hence came the idea of night farming. Moon Melon requires shade in the morning and illumination at night in order to grow, which the Illumine Bloom can provide both. When the tree is matured, Illumine Bloom's flower will open at night to provide illumination. Additionally, these night-loving plants have another unique challenge to overcome. They cannot be harvested in the morning, as some of them will either close up to protect themselves from the sunlight or they will shrink in the morning. If the player insists on harvesting them in the morning, they will unfortunately be damaged and lost most of their value. Lastly, we have the cloud fruit. This fantastical and lucrative plant presents a unique challenge to the player. It can produce 3 fruits at every repeating harvest. However, to help itself spread its seeds, it will grow wings, causing them to fly away when mature unless the player provides some kind of cover. Without the cover, some will fly away, which will crash back down onto the island the next day and become an obstacle on the field. If these spoiled fruits do not get cleaned up, it may invite pests to your island. While we were testing this plant, we kind of have a happy accident where the plant basically exploded when the player harvested it because the collision and the physics setting was set wrong on the fruit. We shared this on our Facebook and Instagram account, and a lot of you expressed how you actually like this effect. So we're thinking about putting this actually into our idea book and maybe make a bomb plan or something out of it in the future. Okay, back to the plan. Because of the need for a cover, it required us to look into the placeable system. Placeables are the objects that the player can place or build on their farm, like fences, machineries, and more. We're happy to say that we finished the first pass of this system. Once the item is selected, a preview object will show up showing the player where the object will be placed and its orientation, and the player can press a key to rotate the item. The first placeable item we made is the shade cover. This item serves two purposes. One, providing cover for the shade-loving plants, as the plants in Project Skyfarm could have light preferences. Some prefer full sun and some prefer full shade. The other purpose is to allow the player to catch all of the cloud fruit that try to fly away. If the shade cover is installed, all of the cloud fruit that try to fly away will be on the ground for the player to pick up the next day. The second placeable that we made this month was the seed machine. Plant breeding plays a major role in Project Skyfarm for the player to earn big money. A plant can advance in level up to 10 times, and you can do that through breeding. Each time a plant is harvested, it has the possibility to advance in level. Additionally, at a low chance, prefixes can be obtained, which may provide additional buff for the plant. Because of it, the player needs a machine that can convert these crops back to seeds, retaining these properties. We're thinking there may be upgrades for the player to get to make these seed machine better in the future. Maybe one will generate more seed, the other may take less time to generate a seed. We hope you guys like what we showed you this month. Do you like these fantastical plants? We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. As our community is slowly growing, we would love to find ways to interact with all of you more. Hence why we opened up a Discord channel. In it, we'll post updates throughout the month, and when we are ready for you guys to playtest our updates, it will be posted there as well. The link will be in the description below, so please feel free to join and come say hi. I may not have shared this in our previous devlogs, but I'm also a huge indoor plant lover. So if that interests you, please feel free to join our channel and share your coolest plant with us. Other than the Discord channel, we've actually been working on a few additional systems in the game that we haven't quite covered yet in our devlog, like the plant vision that provides the player additional information, or our very in-depth companion planting system. We may have a very cool surprise for you guys in the very near future, so stay tuned for that. Okay, that's everything we have to share this month. We hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!